Feel like you're losing traction with your man and wondering what you can do about it? Want to make him feel like he could lose you if he doesn't play his cards right? I've got 8 things you need to do right now to keep this guy in your life. Hey everybody, I'm dating coach Ryan Patrick. How to make him fear losing you. Now, why would you want him to do that? And some of you might be saying, why would I try and make him do anything? That's just manipulative, that's just playing games. Well, it's neither of those two things, in fact. This fear of losing you is actually something that he needs. Otherwise, he will never be totally committed to you. So without further ado, let's jump right into those 8 things you need to do to keep him glued to you. Now, the first thing you need to do is kill the routine. Here's a little secret. Routines kill relationships. If your lives are precisely the same week to week, especially in the beginning, the chances of him bolting on you are very high. And I'm not talking about changing your joint routine with him. Let him worry about that. He should be leading on that anyway. What I'm talking about here is you changing your routine. Do you have a life outside of your relationship? If a guy sees you doing the same thing over and over at the same time, the same way, week to week, there's nothing there to change the levels of the relationship for him to go from being semi-committed to you to fully invested in you. Think about it. Flip the situation. Would you be going out with a guy that just sat there for 4 hours straight every single afternoon playing video games? But if that guy doesn't have a life outside of your relationship, if he's just sitting there and just fawning over you and just looking at you, it's gonna get annoying. So you see, you don't want to be that person with him. So what am I suggesting here? All I'm suggesting is change up the times you go to yoga. Switch up the schedule you have with your girlfriends, getting those happy hours or getting those dinners. Change your levels. Have him always wondering what you're gonna be doing on Thursday night. And here's a hot tip for you, and this is golden. You can take this to the bank. If you ask him to do something with you and he doesn't wanna do it, like going to see a specific movie that you've been wanting to see, go by yourself. Go without him. By forcing your independent life in front of him is a great way to keep him guessing about you. The second thing you should be doing is flaunt your best trait. What is it that you're known for best? What is it the thing that your friends come to you and ask you about? Is it personal finance? Is it design? Is it relationships? What is it? And if you do this thing for your career, that's totally cool. In fact, that just tells you that's the thing you need to double down on right now. So what we're gonna do is take that thing and we're gonna amplify it even more. So what I want you to do is I want you to take that skill set or that talent and I want you to bring it to a community and be a leader of that community. You can start a meetup group. You can even start a Facebook group. The idea here is that you're taking something that you love and you're moving it into a community so that you can teach others. And you're not just doing this for him, you're doing this for yourself. Sure, you're gonna let him see others appreciating you for spreading your talents to them. But again, this is just you creating that extra layer of your life that's outside of your relationship with him. And he might be so enthralled with what you're doing and really interested in it that he might ask to join the group, in which case you would tell him no, because that would be like him wanting to hang out with you and your girlfriends. You wouldn't say that, but that's basically what would be happening there. So the third thing that you need to do inevitably is maintain your social circle. Hopefully you're seeing a pattern here. The most detrimental thing you can do in any relationship is let the life you had previously before your relationship with any guy, letting that go. And trust me, this guy does not want you devoting all of your waking hours to him. Believe me. Think about it. You've probably been in relationships before. You are running a gauntlet here. The stars have to be aligned for you to find a guy who's a great fit for you, who's gonna stick it out with you when times are tough, and who you're gonna get married with. It's not easy, but it is possible. So the chances of things working with this particular guy, I mean, they're not fabulous. So the reason I bring that up is if things don't work out with this guy, who's gonna be the person that you can go to? Who's gonna be the person that is going to support you when you're sad and you're depressed and you're trying to get over this guy? If there's no one left, if you stop maintaining relationships with these girls or even good guy friends that are platonic. That's gonna make the breakup that much harder without a support system. And encourage him to do the same. Encourage him to go out with his guy friends, go play sports, go do what guys do best. And that's hang out, tell jokes, do what they're gonna do. Because at the end of the day, you have to fear losing him too for this to work. If there's no fear of loss on either side, there's no magnetic pull that's pulling you guys into each other. There would just be no magnetic anything. There would be no attraction. You guys would just be these loose orbs kind of floating in space. There always needs to be a part of him wondering where he stands with you. The only way you can really do that is by forging your independence, forging your autonomy over your own life. The fourth thing you can do is see yourself as being high value. Like, if you don't see yourself as being a woman that guys should fear losing, what does that say about you? And it's okay if you're not there now when it comes to this, if you don't see yourself as high value. But what I'm talking about here when it comes to value is your level of self-esteem and happiness. No man, and no man at all, is going to help you secure your self-esteem and your happiness. So please do not be looking at him to be doing that for you, because that is a losing game. And in fact, if you're not careful, self-esteem and happiness are things a man can actually take away from you. Your self-worth comes from within. And like I said, if you don't see yourself as being high value right now, it's okay. It's just a little cue to let you know that you need to make some changes. What are some things you can do right now to help remind you that you are a vibrant, sexy woman that men want to be with? I mean, it could be something as simple as a mani-pedi. Whatever it is for you, make it a part of your routine. The fifth thing is go all chips in on intimacy. Sure, all guys love sex, but what they love and they can't get so easily is intimacy. And when I'm talking about intimacy, I'm talking about that pillow talk. I'm talking about that language that you two speak that only you two understand. So in these moments, be fruitful and giving with intimacy, only if he's deserving of it to boost your connection with him. Now, the trick with intimacy is that he needs to be missing it when you're not around. And when he starts missing it, that becomes your unique call sign where he can only get it from one source and one source only, and that's you. And how do you know if you're building intimacy with him? Well, if he can be vulnerable with you, you're doing a fabulous job in building intimacy with him. Number 6, don't settle for subpar behavior. In any relationship, you're gonna have boundaries. Some people like to cross those boundaries. For example, you don't want the guy talking to his ex-girlfriend. There's no reason for him to do that. You've let him know. So if he ends up doing stupid stuff in front of you or behind your back and you find out about it, like talking to his ex, or maybe he starts showing up late or just totally flaking on dates, or not honoring you in any other way, you gotta put an end to that like that. Guys can get super lazy in relationships if you let them, so you need to keep them on their toes. So next time he does something that you don't like him doing, that you told him you don't like him doing, just let him know, I told you I didn't like this, I'm going out with my girlfriends. I have some things to think about. If this guy is at all worth it and the right guy for you, he will apologize as soon as you get home. If you don't get a sense that he doesn't respect you or your boundaries, please don't be afraid to walk away from him. Number 7, revamp your self-image. So whatever you had going into this relationship regarding your self-image, I want you to add just another layer to it. So even if you're a confident person right now, what's that thing that's gonna elevate your confidence to the moon? Whether it's improving your physical appearance, whether it's boosting your intellect, whether it's just becoming a funnier person, maybe it's getting a promotion, whatever it is, double down on that now. Sure, the most obvious one is physical appearance. If there's some way that you can improve your physical appearance, eating healthier, getting to the gym, it will basically make him feel that other guys will be looking at you becoming more attractive and that he could potentially lose you. But as we're discussing, that's not the only thing that you can improve on or work on. But the point here is that you're focusing on your own needs and not his. What's gonna improve you, not what's gonna improve your relationship with him. Take the focus off of that codependent element right now, put it all back on yourself, because however you serve yourself is gonna automatically serve your relationship with him. And it's going to be instilling that fear because he's gonna see how magnetic and how attractive you are. And he knows immediately what that means when it comes to other guys potentially taking you away from him. And number 8, something I harp on all the time in my other videos, it's so important. Limit your availability. So your day-to-day schedule, something that you 100% control aside from your work schedule, is the thing that dictates whether you're an independent person or you're beholden to someone or something else, like this guy. And I'm talking about the little things that you may not even think of that are happening day to day, like your texting habits. Are you texting him right back when he texts you? If you are, stop. Stop doing that. If you get right back to him all the time, he's gonna be expecting that moving forward. And that's an expectation you do not want put on you because you've got things to do. And especially in the beginning, don't take the first date that he sets for you guys to go out. Suggest something else. Believe me, he despises when you have open availability. That is not what he wants. I mean, nothing says doormat like someone who's always around, ready to do whatever you want them to do. It's just a terrible precedent for a relationship and it oozes insecurity. So those are 8 things that you can take care of right now to instill a fear in him that says, this girlfriend isn't just gonna always be around forever necessarily. I need to be on my A game. I need to keep things fresh. I need to lead. I need to do a heck of a lot more than I'm probably doing right now. That's a great place to keep him. And if you think about it, the 8 things we covered, you really don't have to do much. These are simple tweaks of mindset and schedule. Anyone's capable of doing that. So give him hell, don't make things easy for him, and I'll see you in the next video.